Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the return of the Lyons Den Quiz League. We are back for week number 2 after a very successful week 1. It was super fun. Thanks again so much to Benny and Looney for putting this together. The questions are absolutely amazing. So, last week, week number 1, I ended up winning the week with a total of 40.75 points, which is fantastic and is definitely not something that is going to happen consistently. But I had a very good week. This week the scores look like this. You can see who they are if I do this. So we have one 40-pointer and a lot of fairly similar scores to last week. But yeah, I'm going to do my best here, obviously. So far, 149 people who have played at least one of the quizzes, which is awesome turnout. So thank you all for playing. And we're going to get right into this. Starting with quiz number 1, it should be noted, the deadline is in 36 minutes. I have answers for most of them, but there are a couple I'm still unsure about. So if I have time, I'm going to pause the recording and think about them. But we'll see if we get there. Anyway, moving swiftly onward to quiz number 1, which is called Let There Be Light. Every answer contains the phrase or word light somewhere in it. What weight class is reserved for fighters between 168 and 175 pounds? I have no idea. I know some of the things like heavyweight, cruiserweight, middleweight, and then there's featherweight, bantamweight, welterweight. Literally, the only thing I can think of that would have light in it is lightweight. I have not a lot of confidence that is correct, but it could exist, and I have no better guess. So I'm going with this. This is one of the questions that I am unsure about, so I'm not gonna do it right now. It feels like I should know what the word of the year in 2022 was, but I can't think of it, so unsure. LED stands for light emitting diode. Yeah, and so the D, of course, stands for diode. Question 4, lyrics above come from a song that mention the names of what 2 movies? Did not know this at first because I've never heard the song before, but the movies have one-word titles, they each have light in them, and they both won Best Picture. So this is going to be Spotlight and Moonlight, neither of which I have seen, both of which I have heard are pretty good. Town of Forks, Washington is the setting for most of Twilight. I don't know why I know that. I think it's because my girlfriend in college forced me to watch Twilight and told me some of the background, so I know what Forks, Washington is now. But either way, that works. And then the 4-word phrase that fills in the blank in the following quote. I want to say this is the first line of the novel Lolita, but it's Lolita, light of my life, fire of my loins. So it's going to be light of my life. And I'm probably going to money that or enhance it because I don't think that's very easy. Maybe the movies one is enhanceable as well. The others seem a little bit easier to me. So I'll go with that one because I like it better. And I'm not going to submit yet because I'm unsure about question 2. So I'm just going to leave that for now and we will move on to question number 2. Quiz number 2. I keep saying question, I mean quiz. Quiz 2. It's about something called the cube rule, which is something that classifies things like hot dogs being sandwiches. I don't know, I've never heard of this in my life, but I'm not going to scroll up because it's going to show my email, but hopefully this is enough background, I guess. Not that it really matters. Anyway, the first cube rule category is Toast. The Toast is a feminist journalism website whose farewell article was written by whom? I haven't heard of this. I have, however, heard of the memoir What Happened, which is by Hillary Clinton, which makes a lot of sense. The team that stood with me in 2016, of course, that being the election where she lost to Donald Trump. So this one is going to be Hillary Clinton. The sandwich, urban legend, blah, blah, blah. A 19-year-old from the year 1914 stops to eat a sandwich, conveniently allowing him to encounter and commit an act of violence against which person? Never heard of this specific thing again, but 1914 is the first year of World War I, and an act of violence that sparked World War I is, of course, the murder of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. So I think surely this is what it's referring to. Number 3 asks for a holy low-density igneous rock. It's been used as an exfoliant since ancient Egypt. I don't know for sure, but I know of a holy igneous rock that is called pumice, and that is surely the best guess I'm going to come up with. Question number 4. What sushi ingredient is maguro in Japan, tongol in Australia, ventresca in Italy, and ahi in Hawaii? Maguro and ahi are words I have often heard used to refer to tuna, so I think it just wants tuna. Ahi tuna is definitely a thing. So yeah, I don't think it's anything more specific than that. The indigenous Quiche people wrote the Popol Vuh, which details the mythologies of the Maya, including stories about the hero twins. These are all pretty common. I mean, I guess in Quiz Bowl, these are all common clues that refer to the Maya. And then number 6, on The Simpsons, when Bart asks, can God create a burrito so spicy he could not eat it? He is referencing the omnipotence paradox, version of the paradox which advanced by what Italian thinker whose most notable work was a summary of scholastic theology. Now, I'm not sure, but summary of theology to me sounds a lot like Summa Theologica, which is by Thomas Aquinas, and that to me just seems right. I don't know if he's Italian, but it would certainly make sense for him to be Italian, and I think I'm going to enhance that because summary of theology seems so correct that it just, I don't know. It just seems like the right thing, and everything else in here seems easier. So I'm going to go with that, and I think I'm going to go ahead and submit this because I feel pretty good about every answer in this quiz. So let's submit. Hillary Clinton, Franz Ferdinand, pumice, tuna, the Mayans, and Thomas Aquinas. That is 6 out of 6. Beautiful. And I'm guessing I enhanced the correct question there. I'm not sure, but I feel pretty good about that one. Quiz number 3 is about James Bond. I have never seen a James... Actually, that's not true. I think I saw Skyfall in the theater, but I have no memory of it, and I have never seen another James Bond movie in my life. I know nothing about James Bond, so this might be rough. Which actress plays Mr. Bond's boss in 3 of the Daniel Craig Bond movies? I have no idea. We're given that it's a dame, which is like some like female knight title, I think, in the UK. So it's going to be someone British, which doesn't narrow it down very much. Dame does narrow it down a bit. The only names I can think of when thinking like Dame blank, the only ones that come to mind are Maggie Smith and Judi Dench. I know that there are probably more. In fact, I'm sure that there are more. However, at the moment, none of them are coming to mind. I'm pretty sure it's not Maggie Smith. So I'm just going to try Judi Dench because she exists and I don't know what she's in. I'm pretty sure this is like hilariously wrong, but I can't think of a better guess right now, so that's what I'm going to go with. I've been tearing my hair out over this one. Almost all the Craig Bond films have seen Bond driving cars made by what manufacturer? I'm between Rolls-Royce and Aston Martin here, and I have no idea which one to go with. I might just go with Rolls-Royce, which is like the boring choice, but Brit with expensive taste, Rolls-Royce just makes a lot of sense. Could be wrong, but I'm just going to go with it. David Arnold, Thomas Newman, and Hans Zimmer are the 3 main people that have contributed to what aspect? I don't know who the first 2 are, but Hans Zimmer is a very, very famous composer, specifically for musical scores. So I'm going to guess we just want like the soundtrack is all that we're being asked for here. The accompanying songs for Skyfall and No Time to Die were both named for the movie they appeared in. Blah, blah, blah. One for a numerically titled album and the other for the album When We Fall Asleep, or When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? So the first one's going to be Adele. I do know the song Skyfall, or I've heard it a few times, so I know that's by Adele, and then the numerically titled album obviously makes perfect sense for Adele. And When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go, I believe is Billie Eilish. So that should be correct. In Casino Royale, Bond wins an important hand of poker with an unlikely hand. 5 and 7 of spades plus the 4, 6, and 8 of spades. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of spades would be a straight flush. I have never... Well, okay, I won't say I've never played poker. I mean, I've played casually with, like, my family for not even real money. I've never played in a casino, but I know enough about poker to know what a straight flush is. And then finally, name one of the actors who has been the main villain or has played the main villain in a Craig Bond movie. I have no idea. I thought about this one for a while. They've won 3 Academy Awards for Best Supporting Actor and 1 for Best Actor for a portrayal of a real-life person. I was trying to think of people who won Best Actor for portraying real-life people, and my mind eventually came to Daniel Day-Lewis, who I know played Lincoln in the movie Lincoln. I have no clue if that's correct. It's probably wrong. I don't really know anything about Daniel Day-Lewis, but it's a guess that could work, so I'm going to go ahead and try it. I don't know what to enhance here. I don't want to enhance Day-Lewis. It's way too risky. Straight Flush feels easy. Soundtrack is easy. Rolls-Royce, I'm not even sure, and it's easy anyway. Judi Dench, I'm not sure about, so I think I go with number 4 here. I don't think this is the hardest question, but it's the hardest one that I'm sure of, so I think I have to go ahead and enhance that one. I'm not sure how this one's going to go, to be honest, but I will submit it after I click all the bridges. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. What do you mean, please try again? Did those not all have bridges in them? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, those ones. Thank you. Judi Dench is actually correct. Holy moly. Okay, it is, of course, Aston Martin. Score or music, surely soundtrack is accepted? That has to be accepted, right? I mean, there's no way that's wrong. If soundtrack is wrong, I'm going to protest. I coin flipped wrong. For some reason, man, my first thought was Aston Martin. I was like, maybe I should just put Rolls-Royce because it feels safer. That was dumb, unfortunate. But Judi Dench is lucky, so I'll take it. Judi Dench score, Adele, Billie Eilish, Straight Flush. So that's 4. Wait, there were 5 of them? I thought there were 3 of them. Well, whatever. None of the ones I said were correct, and none of them were Daniel Day-Lewis anyway. So that's tough. But 4 on the Bond quiz is honestly fine by me, so I will take it. This quiz is very interesting. So this one is: can you identify the language being spoken in each clip? It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty darn hard. I'm gonna put my headphones on for this and go through this so I can kind of talk you through my thought process. I don't want to take too long doing this, but this is a very interesting quiz. So the first one is this.
As pessoas que nascem lá. E bem, o Nordeste é um lugar interessante, na minha opinião. Eu gosto de lá, gosto de morar lá, gosto do clima, gosto da cultura, das pessoas.
So I'm not going to play the whole. I'm not going to bother with the whole clip. That one is pretty obviously Portuguese. Especially the word interessante is like, I don't know, the way that was said is like extremely Portuguese. So one of the easier ones on the quiz for sure, probably the easiest. But yeah, I guess one fairly identifiable language to me. Sorry for not playing the entire clips, but I'm in a bit of a rush at the moment, so I'm just not going to do that. Number 2 is the one I'm not sure about. I might play this one in full.
Te puhiari ki o te motu, ngā waihono I te pō, kua rangatira tō tātou nei pō I a koe. Rire rire hau, pai mārire. Ngā mate o te tau, o te marama, o te wiki, o te rānei. Ngā rārangi kingi o te pō, hoki atu rā koutou ki te pare kawakawa o pare aro. Ki te mana whenua o te atiawa, nei rā katuohu.
Okay, so this one is really bugging me. I don't know what's going on here. It sounds Polynesian to me. The ng sound, the ng sounds very Polynesian. But some of the letters don't, like the fact the vowel like u rather than u is weirding me out, because I swear that's not a thing in like Maori and Hawaiian and Samoan and all the languages I would consider guessing for this. I'm really confused, to be honest. I think it's something Polynesian just by the way it sounds, but it's really tough. It might just be an accent thing, how certain words are pronounced. I think I'd probably just guess like Hawaiian or Maori or something, because I can't think of anything better. But I'm going to go ahead and do the other ones first. So number 3 sounds like this.
Nyddoedd. Ac yn wir, pan oeddwn ni'n mynd i'r ysgol yn Llangefni, mi oedd 95% o bobl yr ynys yn siarad Cymraeg. Ond mae'r
So I don't know if you guys heard that word that was just said. Cymraeg sounds very much to me like Cymru, which is the Welsh name for the country of Wales. And this one took me a while, but there was also a sound that was like ll early on. I don't know if I can go back to that.
Mynd i'r ysgol yn Llangefni.
And Llangen, yeah, so that sounds very Welsh to me. That sort of HL kind of sound. So I wasn't sure, but I thought it sounded kind of like, I don't know, like Brittonic, if that's even a word. Germanic, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know what the heck I'm saying, but to me that sounds like Welsh, and the Cymraeg makes it sound, well, makes me a little more confident, so I'm going to go ahead and say Welsh for number 3. Number 4. So, especially in those last few seconds, you might have heard a lot of clicking. Now, the clicking is not background noise. That is actually part of the words being said. There are a lot of African languages that use clicks in the speech. The problem is there are a lot of African languages that use clicks in this speech. I have no clue how I'm supposed to know which one it is. Like, there are several. Wait, let me listen back to what she said. Okay, so I don't know if you heard that, but the last words that she said, I heard kosa, like click osa, which makes me think it's going to be kosa. I'm pretty sure that like Zulu as well has clicks and a bunch of probably lesser known languages. But the fact that it sounds to me like she actually said kosa, as in like kosa, you know, I can't really do it, but that, for that reason alone, I'm probably going to guess that this is kosa. But I'm not positive at all. Number 5.
입니다. 저는 처음부터 끝까지의 군대 계급을 모두 알고 있습니다. 이병, 상면, 병장, 하사, 중사, 상사, 원사, 준위, 서위, 중위, 대위, 서령, 중령, 대령, 준장, 서장, 준전, 대장, 원수.
Etc., etc. That, to me, is fairly obviously Korean. I hope I'm not wrong, but just the intonation, the way it's said, and also sentences ending with simida, I don't know what that means, but I swear it's at the end of like 1 in every 2 Korean sentences. So I guess I watched Squid Game and stuff. I've heard some Korean spoken, and I just kind of know how it sounds. So this one, I think, should be Korean. And then the last one.
Mitä minä tiedän, että te ette haluaisi nähdä. Ja siitä huolimatta sitä meille kaikille näytetään. Se on yksityistä, se on iloa ja se on elämää. Mutta yhtään työpäivää en ole jättänyt tekemättä.
So to me, this sounds like Finnish. I'm not sure. It could be like Estonian or something, but I'm guessing it would just be Finnish. That intonation with the like sort of exaggerated like consonant sounds, like the double consonants, like ta, like atta, like that kind of sound. To me, I associate very much with Finnish. So I like Finnish the best here. And then for number 2, I think I'm just going to try like Maori or something. But I'm not very confident about that one, to be honest. It probably isn't. I just showed my freaking email. Ah, man. Am I really going to have to edit it just for that? That sucks. Okay, yeah, that's tough. I will edit it. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do here is enhance probably 4, because it sounded like she said kosa in the speech, and I feel good enough about it because it's one of the languages that has clicks. It feels a little bit harder than Welsh, Finnish, anything else, and I don't feel confident about number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and enhance number 4, and we will submit this. You got to be kidding me. Maori is correct. Kosa is correct. That's 6 out of 6. That is absolutely huge. Wow. I did not expect 6 out of 6 there. That is massive. Super, super happy with that. I was not sure about Maori. I've listened to the New Zealand national anthem in Maori, and honestly, some of the vowels did not sound like that to me, so I was not sure, but I'll take it. Okay, we got to move swiftly onward because I am getting close to the deadline. Number 5 is about supervocalics. A supervocalic phrase is one that uses all 5 vowels exactly once. Bella Union lies close to the tripoint of what 3 countries? I believe this will be Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil. Not sure, but Barra do Quaraí is quite obviously Portuguese. And then look across a nationally named river. Could be the Uruguay River, which separates Argentina and Uruguay, so I think this is the best guess that I have. It could also be Paraguay. I think I prefer Uruguay, though. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but I'm going to go with that. Number 2. First woman to perform what task? 17 people died attempting this in 2023, perishing at Khumbu, blah, blah, blah. So Khumbu and the South Col are famous landmarks on Mount Everest. These supravocalic place names are all found within what supravocalic province, whose name includes a direction and an island? This is pretty clearly in Indonesia. I think we have Indonesian-sounding names on the map, and also jalan, streets. And the only supravocalic province I can think of in Indonesia is North Sulawesi. So we have O, U, A, E, E. So that hopefully should be correct. Town of Falconbridge lies in the outskirts of what major city? I've never heard of Falconbridge, but I'm going to go with Sydney, because the Blue Mountains are a national park quite close to Sydney. There are also Blue Mountains near Kingston, Jamaica, I believe, but I feel better about Australia here, so I'm going to go with Sydney. And number 5, inspired by a song co-written by Brian Wilson, Huntington Beach, legally trademarked a nickname referencing what pastime? I think surely surfing. Brian Wilson is a member of the Beach Boys, so surfing, Beach Boys makes perfect sense. Huntington Beach, it's a beach. Surfing makes sense. I don't know about what these other ones are, but surfing just seems like the correct guess here. And then give either the only supravocalic country in the world or the only supravocalic capital in the world. This one took me ages to think of, but I eventually came up with Mozambique. We have O-A-I-U-E, exactly once each. So that should be the answer. You know, I'm not sure what to money here. I'm not going to lie. This is obviously Indo, so I think GeoGuessr players will get that. Everest is too easy. Sydney is definitely a candidate. But Blue Mountains are pretty known as well. Surfing might be, it's less of a geography question, so that might be a good one to money playing against GeoGuessr players. Mozambique, if you think long enough about this, you're probably going to get this. Shouldn't it be PPS, by the way? It doesn't matter. I almost want to money the first one, but I'm actually not sure that it's correct, so I'm a little scared about that. I may actually enhance surfing. You have to be kidding me with these captcha things. Give me a break, man. I'm on a timer right now. Surf City, USA, Mozambique and Port-au-Prince, Sydney, North Sulawesi, climbing Everest, Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, 6, 4, 6. And I think I probably did a decent job with them enhanced, but I'm not sure. Quiz number 6, 13 minutes on the clock. The infamous pirate Blackbeard was initially a privateer for the British, turned to piracy after becoming unemployed, at the end of which European war. 2 factions vying for a throne. I have no idea. I'm not going to lie. Vying for a throne sounds like succession of something, so I'm probably going to go with one of the succession wars. I don't know which one. Spanish or Austrian succession, probably. I don't know when they took place, so that doesn't help. I'm gonna try War of the. Man, this is probably completely wrong, but I honestly have no idea. So I'll go. Jesus. I'm gonna skip it. I'll be back. Henry Morgan primarily used what island as his home base? Port Royal. I've heard of Port Royal, but I don't know where it is. I want to say it's like Jamaica or something. I am not confident about that, but I have no better guess. I can't lie. So I think I'm just going to go with Jamaica. Most notorious female pirate was a woman whose husband James Bonney. So I want to say her name is Anne Bonney. I might be wrong, but also Blackbeard's ship I think is like Queen Anne's Revenge or something. So I'm going to go with Anne on this one. Question 4. What commodity that's Spanish chiefly produced in Guanajuato and Potosi? Potosi, I know, in Bolivia is a very famous silver mine. So surely this is silver. Question 5. Henry Every hired five pirate captains to help him capture and loot the Ganji Sawai, a trading ship belonging to which empire? Emperor Aurangzeb was notably one of the emperors of the Mughal Empire. And I'm going to enhance that because I don't think that's easy. And then question 6. Often carry 2 single-color flags, one to indicate mercy if a target ship surrendered its goods, and one to indicate certain violence. I think the violence one is a red flag. I don't know the first one. I feel like a white flag is when you're surrendering yourself rather than here have mercy because you're surrendering against me. So I'm not sure, but I don't have a better guess. It could be blue, it could be orange, it could be black. I don't know. But I'm just going to go ahead and go white and red. I think one of them is correct. I think the other is probably wrong, but that's the best guess I've got. So this... I'm sure I'm wrong anyway. I mean, for the British... And so the British were in this war. I can't lie, I have no clue. I'm going to go Spanish succession. I don't know when this took place. I think this is entirely wrong. But I'm out of ideas. So we're going to go ahead and submit this and hope for the best. This could be a rough one. That's a van, not a bus. What do you want me to do here? Click it anyway. Unbelievable. Oh my god. That went unbelievably well. It's actually the Spanish success. I'm shocked that that's correct. I'm actually shocked that that's correct. That was a shot in the dark. Jamaica is right. That was a guess. And I did have silver Mughals, which I moneyed, and black and red. That's tough. You know, I've heard the term black flag, like Assassin's Creed black flag, but I thought that referred to the Jolly Roger, like not just a straight up black flag. So that's kind of why I didn't go for that. That's a little annoying, but such is life. And number 7. In January, Supreme Court denied Apple and what company the chance to challenge the result of an antitrust lawsuit. I believe this was Epic Games. This is... And also, royally victorious Victory Royale, you know, Fortnite. So that's a cheeky little clue there. So this one should be Epic Games. This one I have no clue, so I'm going to come back to in a sec. A disaster that killed a former Chilean president, Thai-born owner of Leicester City, and an American athlete. I don't know. I don't know. I can't lie. I heard of the Leicester thing when it happened, but I don't remember what the disaster was. I'm just going to go ahead and say earthquake. It's a guess. There are earthquakes in Chile, so yeah, we'll try it. This one I also was not sure about. This one took me ages to think of, but the name of what island belongs in the green redacted section, I was like, what's a country with islands that could have recently legalized same-sex marriage? And then it hit me. So the country is going to be Greece, and that means we're going to get lesbian weddings on the island of Lesbos, which is really funny. And then finally, question 6, Akira Toriyama. I'm not tuned into this world at all, but this is something I heard a lot about very recently, and I'm pretty sure this is Naruto. So I'm gonna money number 5 because I don't think it's that easy. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. And then I have to think of what these are. Launching attacks targeting the west. Right. I did think of something for this. I'm gonna go with Yemen. It's a total punt. I have no clue. And then question 4. Honestly, I want to skip and come back to if I can. So let's see where we are here. I don't know if it's started putting my scores on. I'm just gonna skip it for now. Okay, so word of the year in 2022 I'm missing. Is that it? Have I submitted everything else? Yeah, I think I have. Okay, so let me pause the recording because I want to do a little bit of thinking for about 5 minutes here to see if I can come up with anything, and I don't just want to sit here with the recording going. So I'll do some thinking, I'll come back, see if I can get anything. Okay, I thought of something for this one. This might be King Charles, because I know that King Charles, I think, got cancer. I don't know his number, but it doesn't say name and number required, so I'm going to go with King Charles, and I think that's probably enough. It's a guess, but I was trying to think of people with recent medical diagnoses, and I thought of nothing except for like Bruce Willis, and I know that was longer ago. So this is definitely the best thing I've thought of. So it's 9:57 p.m., so I'm going to go ahead and submit this with the enhance on number 5. Yo. Is that Java Street View? I don't know. I saw the antenna. Anyway, shut up and go. It's Dragon Ball. Oh, I trolled that so hard. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Wait, Yemen was correct? That makes up for everything. Okay, saying Naruto for Dragon Ball is embarrassing. I absolutely saw this news and completely failed and forgot. I've never seen any anime ever in my life, but that's still pretty bad that I missed that, to be honest. But Charles 3 was correct. Yemen was correct. Epic Games, a helicopter crash. Yeah, that also makes sense. Unfortunate. Oh, the American athlete is Kobe Bryant. Oh my god, that's so bad. That's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, that's an embarrassing miss. I got 4 out of 6, but the 2 I missed are absolutely things I should have gotten, so that's super rough, but unlucky. Okay, I now have less than a minute to submit this. I have enhanced number 6. I'm out of time. I have no idea what this is. So it has light in it, so searchlight. This is wrong, but I'm out of time. So why there's so many freaking squares with a motorcycle in them. Okay, light of my life, twilight, spotlight, moonlight, LED, gaslighting, of course. And it's light, heavyweight. I'm never getting that in a million years. Light, heavy, really? Okay, sure. That one for me is completely ungettable. Gaslighting is a choke, but that one is just like, I would get that if I had opened the questions before today. Like, if I had more time to think about that, 100% I'm gonna think of gaslighting. Like, convincing his wife that it's insane, it makes perfect sense, but I ran out of time. That's very unfortunate. But it's 4 out of 6. It's not that bad. Yeah, so I definitely, especially in those last 2 quizzes, dropped probably 3 points that I absolutely should have had. But for the most part, there were quite a few guesses, I think, that went my way. So I can't be too unhappy about that, I don't think. At the end of the day, that was actually pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording here and wait for my scores to load in. And hopefully it doesn't take too long, and we'll see how I did. All right, so scores are in. I finished 4th with 39.15 points, which is obviously quite good. I'm not going to complain about that. However, it's really unfortunate because there were probably 3 questions right at the end there that I was facepalming about that I probably would have gotten at least a couple of if I had had more time to think about them. My fault for not opening the questions before Sunday, but even one get there would have taken me to 40.15 and would have won me my 2nd week in a row. So that's very unfortunate, but oh well, it happens. I think I had potential to get like 42, 43, maybe even more points that week. But yeah, just a couple questions that I fumbled a little bit. But overall, there were also quite a few guesses that went my way. So I can't really be too unhappy about it. Congrats to Tyrone O'Canada for the only 40-point score of the week. Presumably this is the final standings because the deadline has passed. So congrats to Tyrone O'Canada for winning week number 2, and to Sheepy and Antidotes for 2nd and 3rd respectively. And yeah, can't complain about 4th place, to be honest. Definitely some missed opportunities in there, like there were in week 1. I think it's always going to happen that I miss a couple questions I should have. But I'm super happy with how I did on the language quiz. I was one of, looks like maybe only 3 people to get all 6 on that. At least 3 people in here. Okay, there's Gester, and just looks like that's about it. So very happy with that because that was not an easy quiz by any stretch. I'm also glad that I got the correct money on a couple of the other ones. 22% get rate on, well, I'm not going to open the form because it's going to show my email, but, oh, actually, will it? No, it won't. So what was this one? Right, Aquinas. So Aquinas was only 22% get rate, so I'm happy with pulling that one. And then this one was also only a 22% get rate and also moneyed correctly, which was the Mughal Empire. So happy with how I did on those. The money on the I keep saying money, but the enhance on the geo question wasn't great. That was the surfing one. I just thought people might not know it. I don't know what the correct enhance was. There was a 0.61, but I'm not sure which question that actually was. And then the others also maybe not ideal, but it looks like quizzes 1 and 3, there weren't that many super hard questions anyway, so it didn't matter too much. So yeah, all in all, good week. Pretty happy with the performance. Probably should have been first, but hey, I can't get first every week, right? So I'm still quite happy with the score. And we can look at overall standings. Oh, we have week 3 already. That's huge. Looking forward to that. And we can take a look at the scores. And overall, I am first place through 2 weeks with 79.9 total points. Simi right on my tail with 78.06, so super, super close. But yeah, honestly, first out of everyone is much better than I expected through the first couple of weeks. So very, very happy with how it's gone so far. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos as well. Let me know in the comments if you are. Let me know what questions you enjoyed or didn't enjoy from this week, or how you did, or things you would like to see for future iterations of this, because I'm sure that the quiz makers will watch the video as well. But yeah, that's going to be all for me for now. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this league as much as I am, and I will see you very soon for another quiz video next week. And yeah, that's it for me. Until then.